Hello everyone, today is Monday, April 15th. It's 3:42 p.m. It's about 15 minutes before the regular session close. You can see my computer clock on my right. On my left is the E-mini S&P currently trading at 2907 1/4. Okay, first up is the NASDAQ on a 987 Heikin-Ashi chart. And this is a limit order with a 3-tick pullback, trading 2 contracts. First target is 70 ticks, and our goal is 1250. And so we hit our first profit target, and then we hit our goal here. And you can see the placement of this trade, really excellent signal on the BWT trend indicator. And I'll pose the question, how many of you have ever made a trade like this on a chart that looks like this, you know, where there was just a big move and you caught it? I'm going to guess probably no one, because once again it would be extremely difficult to make a trade like this and hold it for an hour while the trade plays out, and then have the wherewithal to exit near the bottom here. So I'm going to say this would be not impossible, but extremely difficult to do on your own via manual trading or discretion. Okay, next up is the NASDAQ on a 987 tick line break chart. And the line break charts have been working really well with the opening range filter, because it does filter out whipsaws. In this case here, we did have a couple of too small losers here. On this one, we have a limit order with a 2-tick pullback. This one is actually trading 3 contracts. The stop loss is pretty tight. It's probably too tight. That's only 4 points in the NASDAQ. And so we got stopped out on this trade, and then it re-entered actually. So what you can't see on the line break bars is there's no tails here. So price actually traded up this high on this bar here, and then came back down. So that's how we were able to enter again, even though we got stopped out here because the look back was still in play. Anyway, the goal on this is 1300, so we hit our goal and had positive slippage, and the amount of drawdown here was quite small, only about 150 per contract, or $300. Okay, next up is the NASDAQ on a Super Inco A-tick, and this is using our weekly open range filter. And this also had a similar trade as the 987 Heikin-Ashi chart, and this hit its goal of 1200, 1190 here. This is a limit order with an 8-tick pullback, and this is only trading 2 contracts. And so our profit target here is much higher at 200 ticks, completely different money management. Anyway, this hit its goal on this first sell-off. Really nice going here. Notice where this came back from where it started. It came all the way back to the open of the day, and as we near the close, it's just selling off a little bit. Okay, next up is a really nice looking chart on the Super Inco 4-tick with a higher time frame filter of Super Inco 4 with a higher sensitivity. So the base chart, the lower time frame, has a very tight sensitivity, 618, and the higher time frame filter is a Super Inco 4-tick, but with a sensitivity of 2. That worked out really well here. We took these 2 short trades on that sell-off this morning. The goal on this is 850, and we hit our goal and probably had some slippage here, as we always use a market order when we hit our goal. Okay, next up is the E-mini S&P on a Super Inco 6-tick, and this starts trading at 12 noon or 12:30, I believe. This is a chart that I've shown for a long time, and then I was not showing it, and I brought it back, and this has been a great performer. Basically trades the second part of the day, and this does use our line break logic, or a line break filter if you want to call it, but you can see the line break signal here, and so it allowed this trade to be taken. It basically caught the rally here into the close, and so it's an open position. We have 450 open P&L, and then it went short. We have a line break signal here, and we are short from 2807, and the goal on this is 750, so we're very close to our goal, about 2 points. So if we can drop to 2805, we will hit our goal. So maybe I'll come back to this chart in a little bit, see what happens if the market sells off in the next 8 minutes. Okay, next is the DAX on our Super Renko 14 tick. This has no open range filter. One of our most consistent charts on the DAX with a $2,000 goal. This did 600 for the day. The equity high was just above 1200, as you can see here, but it had a losing trade here, and I don't think we got filled on our limit fills early in the session, or there just wasn't that much movement in the DAX today, as you can see the entirety of it here. But still a positive return for the day. Okay, another Super Renko 4 tick, also short, and that short just got closed as I was speaking. You can see it here. It'll reflect in the P&L here with the next bar close, as it just did. So this had a P&L of 425, and it lost 200 right here at the end, which is a shame. It happens. But anyway, this is the higher time frame filter of 60 minutes. And so the equity high here was 450. Okay, next up is the E-mini S&P on a regular 5 Renko chart. And this one has a limit order with a 4 tick pullback, a goal of 800, trading 2 contracts. And this just had a single trade here. We didn't get filled on the sell-off here. This has a higher time frame filter of Super Renko 6. So still a respectable performance of 525 for the day. Okay, the NASDAQ on a 1597 Heikin Ashi chart has an open position. It's long too, with a unrealized P&L of 1130, but it drew down 630 on 3 losing trades in a row here, so it's going to finish positive about $500, maybe better, depending on where the market goes. This is a limit order with an 8 tick pullback, and the first target is 200 ticks, which is pretty high in the NASDAQ, but well, not really. It's only 50 points. There's now 4 ticks to a point in the NASDAQ. Anyway, the goal on this is 1250, so it's going to get closed out pretty soon, and it will finish with a positive gain here. Okay, finally, the crude oil on a Super Renko 6 tick had a modest gain of $110 after drawing down nearly $600. Recovered from that enough to finish positive for the day. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching.